They say a woman's light dims twice, once when the world stops seeing her, and once when she stops recognizing herself in her own body. But what if the earliest sign of decline in a woman's health after 60 isn't a wrinkle or a wave of heat, but something far more intimate? For countless women, the first red flag is when things down there begin to feel dry, tight, or strangely unfamiliar. That quiet, lingering discomfort. The subtle sense of friction or tension that won't go away. It's not your imagination, it's your body's circulation system sending a signal. And when we don't listen, that signal doesn't just dim intimacy, it slowly drains our energy, vitality, and sense of connection from within. At Healthy Care, we believe these changes don't mean you're broken or past your prime. They're messages from your body, and they deserve answers. For over a decade, we've been dedicated to sharing trusted health information for women over 60, combining the latest research with simple, natural strategies that work. Today, we're going to show you something every woman deserves to know. What if the key to restoring moisture, improving blood flow, and feeling truly connected to your body again wasn't in a pill, a cream, or a complicated treatment, but already in your kitchen? While menopause is often blamed for these changes, the deeper cause is something far more manageable, and you can start fixing it today. In this video, you'll discover 3 powerful foods backed by science that can relieve pelvic tension, support blood flow to sensitive tissues, and help you feel supple, alive, and confident again. One of them is so effective, you might notice a difference in just a few days. So if you're a woman over 60 who wants to naturally support circulation, enhance arousal, and reclaim your sense of well-being, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. And if this message resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and tell us how we can serve you better. Now let's begin with the first food that could completely change how blood flows to the parts of you that matter most. 1. Pumpkin seeds. If there's one food I wish more women over 60 knew about, it's pumpkin seeds. They're small, unassuming, and usually just scooped out and thrown away without a second thought. But let me tell you, these little seeds are one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal when it comes to restoring healthy blood flow and protecting your pelvic health. Pumpkin seeds are loaded with 3 essential nutrients that directly impact your intimate well-being: magnesium, zinc, and arginine. Magnesium helps relax the smooth muscle cells in your blood vessels and can ease pelvic floor tension, preventing the spasms that can lead to discomfort. Zinc is absolutely crucial for maintaining hormonal balance, especially as our bodies navigate the changes that come after menopause. Arginine is an amino acid that your body uses to create nitric oxide, which, as we've discussed, is essential for allowing blood to flow freely into the vaginal and clitoral tissues. I had a patient, a retired nurse in her 70s named Carol. She was active, vibrant, and incredibly frustrated. Her desire was there, but intimacy was always accompanied by a persistent tightness and lack of sensation. I suggested she start eating a tablespoon of raw pumpkin seeds every day. Within 3 weeks, she came back and told me the tension had eased, her sensitivity had improved, and most importantly, she felt connected to her body again. Pumpkin seeds are so easy to add to your daily routine. Sprinkle them on your yogurt, toss them into a smoothie, or just eat them plain as a snack. The results may not be dramatic overnight, but over time they build a solid foundation for healthier, more responsive tissues. Now, if you've made it this far, you've already learned how to support your circulation with real whole foods. But here's where it gets even better. When you combine these 3 ingredients in the right way, they create a compounding effect, a synergy that can jumpstart your intimate health faster than you might think. 2. Watermelon. For most of my life, I thought watermelon was just a juicy summer snack, cool, sweet, and fun. But I couldn't have been more wrong. What I didn't realize is that hidden inside this familiar fruit, especially in the part most people throw away, is a natural compound with the power to transform the way women over 60 experience their bodies. That hidden hero is citrulline, an amino acid found in high concentrations in the white rind of watermelon, the part that usually ends up in the trash. But citrulline is no ordinary compound. It acts as a gentle vasodilator, meaning it helps your blood vessels relax and widen, encouraging better circulation, especially in areas that matter most for comfort, arousal, and connection. As we age, those tiny pelvic blood vessels can become narrow and rigid, making intimacy feel more muted, or even uncomfortable. Citrulline steps in like a soft whisper to your vascular system, saying relax. It helps ease that subtle tension, a dull, lingering friction that's not quite pain, but not quite right either. It's your body's way of saying, I need help getting blood where it needs to go. One woman, Susan, who's in her late 60s, shared her story with us. She began blending watermelon smoothies every morning, using both the red flesh and the white rind. Within just 2 weeks, she noticed her body felt more naturally lubricated, and that deep sense of tightness during intimacy had softened. No creams. No prescriptions. Just a piece of fruit in a blender. What makes watermelon so powerful is that it doesn't override your body, it works with it. It gently supports your natural blood flow, helping you feel more comfortable, more confident, and more like yourself again. If you've been searching for a natural way to reconnect with your body, this often overlooked fruit might be the simplest place to start. And while watermelon plays a powerful role, there's still one more food we need to talk about. It's not sweet, not juicy, and it's often thrown away without a second thought, but it may hold the final piece in restoring the balance your tissues have been craving. 3. Beets. I never used to think something as simple as a beet could have anything to do with a woman's sexual health. But then I started noticing a pattern among my older patients. Women like Lisa, a 69-year-old retired librarian who started adding beets to her diet, and came back to my office reporting less dryness, better sensitivity, and less of that tense, uncomfortable feeling during intimate moments. It wasn't a coincidence. Beets are packed with natural nitrates, which your body cleverly converts into nitric oxide, the most critical molecule for healthy circulation. After 60, as our blood vessels naturally begin to stiffen and tighten, our nitric oxide production drops dramatically. That's when many women start to notice changes they can't quite explain. Sluggish arousal, discomfort instead of pleasure, or even that uncomfortable tightness that makes intimacy feel impossible. It's a clear warning sign that blood isn't reaching the delicate vaginal and clitoral tissues the way it used to. They act like a natural pump primer, helping to soften blood vessels, energize circulation, and ensure your pelvic region gets the rich blood flow it needs to stay lubricated, sensitive, and healthy. You don't need to overcomplicate it. A simple glass of beet juice in the morning, or even some roasted beets added to a salad or dinner plate, can quietly begin repairing what time has taken away. It's not a miracle. It's just biology. It's about giving your body the right support so it can do what it's designed to do. And here's something even more fascinating. There's a popular summer fruit that most women toss aside, not realizing it contains a compound that can naturally relax your blood vessels, but without the side effects of hormonal treatments. In fact, this next food could help soothe the vascular tension that causes that deep pelvic discomfort. Let's talk about it next. Eating one healthy food now and then is a great start, but when you combine the right ones, especially those that support the same system from different angles, something incredible happens. You don't just get results. You get synergy. A natural chain reaction that multiplies the benefits, helping your body heal faster, deeper, and more completely. That's exactly what happens when you bring beets, watermelon, and pumpkin seeds into your daily rhythm. Together, they form what we call the circulation trifecta, 3 simple yet powerful foods that work in harmony to bring life-giving blood flow back to where it matters most. Beets lay the foundation. They flood your body with natural nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide, a molecule that opens up the major arteries and helps oxygen-rich blood reach your pelvic region. Its citrulline-rich rind gently relaxes the tiny vessels in the most delicate tissues, easing the silent tension that so often goes unnoticed. Then came the pumpkin seeds, the quiet engine. They provide the essential minerals and amino acids your tissues need to function: magnesium for relaxation, zinc for hormone balance, and arginine to sustain nitric oxide production. Think of it like rebuilding a forgotten garden. The beets turn the soil, the watermelon waters the roots, and the pumpkin seeds nourish the seeds that bring everything back to life. And here's the best part: this isn't a theory. We've seen women in their 60s, 70s, even 80s completely transform their intimate health with this simple nutritional shift. No prescriptions. No complicated regimens. Just daily intention and a little follow-through. But there's one thing that can sabotage it all. And it's the most common mistake women make after 60. Too many women, understandably, reach for the quick fix. A cream, a hormone gel, something to take away the discomfort fast. And while those things might offer temporary relief, they don't rebuild what's broken. They don't restore blood flow. They don't repair hardened arteries. They don't bring back true sensation or connection. They simply mask a deeper issue. We've heard it time and again: it worked for a while, but something still felt missing. That something is nourishment. Real, targeted nourishment. Your body isn't failing you, it's asking for help. And the women who find real, lasting relief aren't the ones chasing fast fixes. They're the ones who choose consistency. Who believe their body deserves care, not cover-ups. Who give their tissues what they need, and then trust their body to remember how to heal. This journey doesn't take perfection. It just takes commitment. One small change, one day at a time, and everything can begin to shift. Now that you understand what these foods can do for your blood flow, sensitivity, and intimate health, the real question is, how do you actually make this a part of your daily life? I've worked with so many women who were motivated and understood science, but they didn't know how to start, so they didn't. That's why I created this simple 7-day action plan. No guesswork, no complex recipes, just straightforward steps you can follow every day to start feeling results, often in as little as a week. In the morning, start your day with 1 small glass of beet juice on an empty stomach. This will kickstart your nitric oxide production and wake up your circulation. Mid-morning, blend a watermelon smoothie, making sure to include both the red flesh and the white rind. That's where the citrulline is. It's not only refreshing, but it helps open up those tiny blood vessels that support arousal and sensitivity. In the afternoon, grab a small handful of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just keep them on your kitchen counter or in your car. These seeds work behind the scenes, delivering the magnesium, zinc, and arginine your system needs to build tissue health where it matters most. Pair this with drinking plenty of water, moving your body gently throughout the day, and taking a moment each morning to remind yourself that you're not just surviving, you're rebuilding. You're reclaiming control over something that matters. Not just physically, but emotionally. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Your body doesn't need magic. It needs a rhythm. This plan gives you just that. So here's what we've uncovered together. The journey to reclaiming your comfort, your vitality, and your intimate health doesn't start in a pharmacy. It starts in your kitchen. With simple, natural foods like beets, watermelon, and pumpkin seeds, each one chosen not just for what it does alone, but for how it works in harmony with your body to restore circulation, ease pelvic tension, and bring life back to the places that matter most. You've learned how nitric oxide can open your blood vessels, how citrulline from watermelon can soothe and soften delicate tissues, and how tiny pumpkin seeds can deliver the minerals your body craves to function as it once did. When combined into a gentle daily rhythm, these foods create more than just a plan, they create a foundation. A foundation for healing, for confidence, and for feeling at home in your own skin again. And the truth is, it's never too late. No matter your age, no matter how far gone you think you are, your body is capable of renewal. It just needs the right support and a little consistency. You don't need to chase perfection. You don't need to settle for temporary relief. What you need is nourishment, patience, and belief. If this video spoke to you, if it reminded you that your health, your pleasure, and your sense of self still matter, then please, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. We're here to support you with trusted information, real solutions, and empowering guidance for every season of life. And if you know another woman who could benefit from this message, share it with her. Let's remind each other that aging doesn't mean fading, it means evolving, healing, and growing stronger from the inside out. This isn't the end. This is where it begins.